Honesty is the best policy. Look before you leap. Necessity is the mother of invention. Aesop was born in something like 400 BCE, but here we are in 2012, and we're still using these phrases. We're still living by these morals. This is something very profound. When I was a little girl, my mummy used to read to me, and I loved fairy tales. When I was looking for something to do, I discovered that Aesop had written some 656 fables. I thought, oh, there are 24 letters in the Greek alphabet, and that would be a nice series. So I asked this friend, Anita Diamint, who's a writer, if she'd be interested in writing the stories, and sure enough, she was.
I've never played with fables before. It was an opportunity to do something very different. I really tried to build them into stories with an arc, with a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Everyone knew that the richest man in town hated spending his own money. He gave nothing to beggars on the street and lived on bread and water, wearing his clothes until they were rags.
The first one I chose was the miser. Just by accident, I put him on a rock. I wanted him to be sitting. I decided that all of the sculptures should have stones in them in some way, and the stones represent the timelessness of these fables.
High in the mountains lived two goats who were neighbors and rivals. Both were strong and agile, and each of them was convinced that he was quicker and surer on his feet.
One of the pieces that I like best, the moral that it's better to concede than to die out of stubbornness, and the sculpture is these two goats butting heads, and they both die rather than back off. We live in a world where stubbornness and intransigence is everywhere.
Neither would budge, so they locked horns to settle the matter. Alas, the contest had no winner as the two goats plummeted to their deaths at the bottom of the ravine.
The one fable that I think strikes me is the story of Mercury and the woodsman. The moral to that is honesty is the best policy. And I have really tried in my lifetime to live by that whole concept.
Once more Mercury went into the river, and this time he retrieved the woodman's own axe, which he claimed with many heartfelt thanks. The god was so moved by the man's honesty, he made him a gift of the gold and silver axes, and the woodman never again wanted for bread.
I want this first group of 24 to stay together, and I hope that they will be seen in museums all over the country, possibly all over the world. I want children to see them, I want parents to see them, I want them to talk about it, and I want people to touch them and to feel them. And hopefully, perhaps, we will all learn something. Maybe I can have some impact on the rest of the world.